Hey everyone, it's Michael GoosebumpsFan, and I have a theory video to talk about today. This is a very fun, cool little theory. I haven't heard anybody talk about this. I'm sure it's not as extremely rare to talk about, but I think a lot of people probably know about this that are hardcore fans like myself. I love Goosebumps the Haunted Mask, right? And this is going to be one of those theories that are more focused around kind of the same ideas, just weird things to talk about, like whether the original Night of the Living Dummy book from the original classic 62-book series was actually made into a TV episode or not for the 90s show, and whether it was too scary, by rumor has it, to be even shown on a TV channel to kids. That's the rumor, but this rumor is a conspiracy that I have that I think is very much more interesting. I'm a big fan of Haunted Mask, right? Love Haunted Mask. Who doesn't love the Haunted Mask books? At least one of them, at the very least, if you're a Goosebumps fan for that matter. I've had people that aren't even Goosebumps fans love that book, or love at least one of those books that I've recommended to them. And I have a theory. All of us talked about how when Haunted Halloween, you know, of course, Goosebumps 2, the 2018 film, we all talked about how there should have been one particular monster in this film, and that should have been the Haunted Mask. If we weren't getting the big Horrorland sequel that was supposed to originally be made, then we at least wanted this, right? The Haunted Mask in a Halloween story. And when it was announced it was a Halloween story, we were excited for that. We hoped the Haunted Mask was in there. You see the movie, and it's not, in a way. There is a man named Walter that works in the store that actually flirts with our main character Sarah and Sonny's mother. His name is Walter, like I said. At one point he finds Slappy, after Slappy brings all of the Goosebumps monsters to life from the costumes that are in the store. And he brings rubber bats and all kinds of stuff to life. Not just the Goosebumps costumes. He makes the witches, which are really cool. If you haven't seen those in the movie, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, so Slappy walks over and sees a Goosebumps display. And he brings like the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena's mask to life, and the Werewolf of Fever Swamp's mask to life. And that's pretty much it. They're like the original, they're the monster designs from the first Goosebumps film from 2015. But they're not like, that's really it from Goosebumps, you know? There's a scarecrow here, there's a skeleton in the film throughout the movie. Different neighborhood decorations. But nothing else that we know from just the way it looks, right? There's even a scarecrow. It doesn't really matter. But this was very interesting to me. When I read the recent movie novel and the Slappy Returns movie reader for young readers, right? I bought both of these because I'm a collector. I have them. But I thought something was very interesting in here. When I read the movie novel the other day and finished it today, I happened to notice this particular portion in chapter 14. The store was dark and quiet, manned by a single employee. His name tag read Walter. Slappy slipped past him easily and went straight for the Halloween aisle. He found exactly what he was looking for, a collection of Goosebumps costumes. The Abominable Snowman, the Werewolf of Fever Swamp, the Haunted Mask. Slappy pointed at each in turn, as if saying hello to old friends. The Haunted Mask was supposed to be in the film. But the thing is, Walter, of course, that Slappy encounters, the store clerk that flirts with the two kids' mom, he gets a green mask thrown at him onto his face, and it turns him into this horrifically like deformed guy. Now, throughout the rest of that novelization, it never mentions the Haunted Mask. Not once. It calls the guy the Ogre, right? Very interesting stuff. That doesn't mean it's not a Haunted Mask, it's just not the Haunted Mask from the Carly Beth-based books that we love so much. I personally think that Walter had a haunted mask thrown on him, and my proof comes from the TV reader. I read this today before I went to work, and I've thought about this all day long from what I saw in here. Now, of course, the book is filled with tons of stills and photos from the movie for kids to read and enjoy. It's a very short book. It's about 50 pages long. But you get to the page talking about the store scene that I was just reading to you from the movie novel. Now, there is a picture here that is going to shock you if you haven't happened to spend any money on this book and actually buy it. It confirms the fact that there was not only a haunted mask in the film, but also that the ogre is the haunted mask in the movie. Now, this is super bizarre stuff. There was even a horror and a curly mask on that wall. I'm trying to line it up with a picture right here. Yeah, can you see that pretty well, this one right here? Yeah, because there's the one with the random zombie and all that stuff, but this one right here was supposed to be the stuff. And as you can see right here, here's the ogre mask, if you can see that well. And down here at the bottom, on the box that holds it, it says the Haunted Mask. But then, of course, right here you have the Haunted Mask that people buy as collectors that are modeled after the recent collector little mask thing that got released to public. There's a pumpkin mask. I think that's a scarecrow. There's the curly mask I was just telling you about. There's the horror mask. And here's two blank heads up here above that I'm assuming are supposed to be the masks that were CGI placed in post-production for the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena and the Werewolf of Fever Swamp. Very interesting. Not only the haunted mask, possibly two haunted masks. The ogre, which could be the one from Haunted Mask 2 if it's just an old man that they now modeled to be an ogre. But then the haunted mask itself that Carly Beth had was in the film. And you had Curly's mask, which is supposed to be just a skeleton in general, but he was supposed to be in here. And you had the horror from One Day at Horrorland, which could have been awesome. We would have not expected that. That was a cool reference, I think, to us and what we wanted. But in the film, when you watch the movie, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure they were CGI'd out of the film. Like, they were taken away. They were just replaced with nothingness. How insulting, frankly. As much as I like Haunted Halloween, it's not perfect. It's very flawed. It's not as good as the first film, for that matter. But I like it. I think it's okay. This is the most egregious, insulting thing ever, because all of us wanted at least the haunted mask. We could have had two. I mean, technically, the ogre is the haunted mask, according to that book. It's on the box. If you have a copy of this, you can open up yourself and you can see it says the haunted mask. Even if you couldn't see it in my video here, it says the haunted mask, which is shocking to me. So it proves that he's supposed to be a haunted mask, and the little collectible one that people buy in real life all the time from the internet that you see all the time when they did like this TV, I think it was like a t-shirt and a book, a copy of the first haunted mask, and then they had the mask itself you could wear. A lot of collectors have it. GoosebumpsFan has it somewhere in his collection. I've seen in one of his videos. A lot of collectors bought that mask. Yeah, it's in the film. Or it was supposed to be, at least. It's in the books. The proof is there. I just showed it to you in two different books. The only two books that were released for Haunted Halloween. It's in the movie. And the ogre is one of them. How wild is that, man? Anyway, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? What are your other Goosebumps conspiracies you'd like to talk about or hear me talk about at some point? Put your thoughts and comments down below, guys, on the video, on about the whole subject in general. Do you think that the ogre should just go ahead and be called the haunted mask? It's the same type of thing. You put the mask on, it starts transforming you. Changes your whole personality. It does it a lot quicker than what happened to Carly Beth, but still, it's basically the same idea, so I think it counts. Anyway, the book says it does because of the picture of the haunted mask box that I'm pretty sure doesn't say haunted mask in the film itself. I don't know what it says, but I know when I watched it recently, for the rewatch I did, it didn't say haunted mask on the box. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Put them down below. Thank you for watching this conspiracy, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you guys today, and goodbye.